Again, did you
And that's why
did
there's
you when
age
you were
limits.
20
That's why
years
you can't
old, did
drink
you
until
extort
you're
someone?
21, right? You can't
When
drink until you're 21 for a reason.
when you were
You can't
20 years
engage
old,
in certain activities for a reason. And the fact that you men are sitting on this panel trying to act like that's okay. It's not okay for a grown ass man to be sleeping with a teenager. That's
Oh,
how I look at it.
oh yeah, we are
I
in
don't
And I
here.
agree
think
with it.
Teenager.
I
Nobody
think
That
what
was
ain't
she's
bringing that
okay.
at
saying.
That's
all.
not
Hold
Nobody.
okay.
on.
We were shaking
Right?
our heads
Wait.
with you.
Teenager.
That is one of those hard allegations to be put on you, man. Especially if it's not true. So now
Yeah, I think
she's playing with his entire
That
life.
happened
You
to
say
that
things
actor.
like this.
I think the
Yeah.
reality of their relationship has been the dominatrix thing, and she likes to be dominated, and that's their angle that they've been, operating on for what the past 2 years. So it'd be very difficult to if that has been what you guys have been doing, it's going to be very difficult for you to say, oh, this time in January 1st of 2025 was great, but this has been us our entire relationship. I feel like that's difficult to prove anyway, but yeah, I don't know, man. He should have covered
Yeah,
his
she,
ass.
Well,
you
he
know,
should just
she,
stop. He should just stop messing around with 19-year-olds. Is what he needs to stop doing. Get himself someone that is as his age that can
come
consent to
on,
certain
But it
things. That
doesn't
man.
matter.
Hey, y'all
But
gotta stop
Callie, it
that,
doesn't
man.
matter if she was
A
19 or not.
25-year-old would do the same thing. A 30-year-old would do the same thing. A 50-year-old would do the same thing. Somebody that's motivated by money is going to do whatever dirty deed it is that they're going to do, regardless of how old they are.
you're
Like
right.
we come on, man. Y'all got to
These
No,
stop.
rich
you're
people.
right. But at the same time, it's just that like I don't know. The only reason why I'm doing is because she's 19. Like if she was
So
25,
what?
30, whatever. Because
It
at
would
the end of the
y'all would
day,
be
it's like
saying the
that's a
same
that doesn't
shit
kid.
mean nothing,
if
Like
she was
Callie. That doesn't
if
mean
she
nothing,
was
Callie.
25, if she was 30, everybody will be saying the same
no, what
exact
I'm
thing.
saying
But I
is what
think
I'm
it'd be a little bit different. I think it
It
would be a
sure
little bit
would be.
different if she was older. If her brain was
Yeah.
fully developed, maybe, just maybe, it might be a little bit
Her
different.
brain isn't fully
That,
developed.
that,
All right, so let me get Aisha in there,
No,
y'all.
clearly it
Come
can't
on,
be.
man.
It
All right,
can't.
let
All
me
right,
get
you think
hold
it
on.
is?
That's
Is that
that's
what
a
you
bad
felt?
that's a
It
bad
be till
take.
25 to 30
Come on, man.
scientifically. I'm just
Hold on,
saying.
y'all. Let me get Aisha in there. She just came to the panel. Go ahead, Aisha. What you got on this?
Hey,
Uh,
I think that she was planted. I think I'm always putting on my Tan Kofi hat. I think that the industry has this thing. This man has this huge contract, and I think almost like R. Kelly, like people know what you're into. People know your little kinks, your little niches. People walk around the industry. Your managers, these people know you like certain women. These people know you be on OnlyFans because how how do you encounter certain men? I'm not just gonna walk up and be with Shannon Sharp. My neighbor's a white girl. She's prettier than that white girl. She's not gonna just walk up. So I feel like these people are placed in positions to do certain things. And I think that it was definitely planned out. And I definitely think that they was doing some weird shit, but he probably do weird shit with everybody. But I think that this specific lady or whatever she is, she was planted. I think this was purposely done. I don't know
it.
who he pissed off or who
Mhm.
made upset, but I think that it's purposely done. That's my. I don't think it was just like, oh, because if he's doing this, he's been doing this. She not the first 19-year-old, 20-year-old girl he done messed
That's
around.
fair.
That's a
He's
fact.
been doing this, and someone knows about it, and someone put a bug in her ear, and that's just my take on it. Um, I
That's a
don't agree with
precedent for
dating
sure.
someone that's 20 years old when you're 54. I do believe that that frontal lobe has not quite developed, and you are taking advantage of a woman. And I see you fellas shaking your hand, but it's true because I was a woman and I've experienced it, and I have a young daughter. So there's no way in hell a 54-year-old man is going to
I,
walk through my door
Aisha,
with my 19-year-old daughter.
did you extort someone at the age of 20?
No, hell no.
Okay, then. So what are you talking about?
What does that have to do with it,
What does
anything,
that
though?
have to
I'm
do with it?
confused.
You just blamed it on her brain not being developed, right? But
No,
you
I think
Literally a scientific fact.
again, did you
And that's why
did
there's
you when
age
you were
limits. That's
20
why
years
you can't
old, did
drink
you
until
extort
you're
someone?
21, right? You can't
When you
drink until you're 21 for a reason.
when you were
You can't
20 years
engage in
old,
certain activities for a reason. And the fact that you men are sitting on this panel trying to act like that's okay. It's not okay for a grown ass man to be sleeping with a teenager. That's how I look at it.
Oh
I
yeah, we are in
don't
But I
agreement
agree
with
with
think
it.
you.
Oh
I
God,
think
Nobody
what
is
that
she's
agreeing
ain't
at
saying.
that's
all.
not
Hold
Nobody
on.
it.
is shaking our head
Wait.
with you.
Teenager.
I think what she's saying is that's not the reason that why she extorted him, but she's saying that's one of the many reasons as to why he should never fuck with her in the first place.
I feel like we
That's
should
And
that's
support
fair,
19-year-olds
but
spread
that's
that
fair.
money
But
to
again,
50-year-olds.
That's what I was trying to say too, by the way.
with you saying that her brain isn't developed, fully developed. Again, did anyone on this panel extort someone when they were 19, 20?
but you're connecting those two and you shouldn't be. What she's saying is that's one of the reasons why he should never mess with her in the first place because her brain is not fully developed. And a 56, 54-year-old man dating someone whose brain is not fully developed, 9 times out of 10, you're able to take advantage of them easier because the brain ain't developed.
Exactly.
However,
Yo,
that's not justifying that.
For an attorney, somebody like Begsby or whatever his name is, or
oh
somebody on the
man.
side to say, "Hey, do this." It's no different from when if you visit a prison, if you've ever volunteered. Most of those young women are in there because they did something that their boyfriend or older man had them do. You know what I'm saying? Most of them aren't in there just willy-nilly. They're in there because they were convinced at a very young age to do something by someone else. So it's not necessarily saying he manipulated her. She was manipulated by
Somebody, yeah.
outside source that was like, get the bag, make sure you
why every time a woman does some bullshit, y'all always try to put a man behind it.
Man, that accountability is kryptonite.
No,
Boy.
every
God
time a
damn.
woman does some
That shit is
bullshit, y'all try
She
to
crazy.
put
wasn't
a
a
man
woman though.
behind
She
it.
was a teenager. She was
Whatever. If she's 18 years old, she is a
25 years
legal
old.
woman.
I wouldn't feel the
If
same.
you're 18 years old, you can vote. You're now an adult, essentially.
She can
This
have
young lady
OnlyFans.
set up an OnlyFans before she met him, and y'all trying to blame it. Like, come on, man.
Wait, who
No,
is
that was
y'all? Because
hold
we
on, hold
stated
on.
several
Hold on,
times.
one
That
mic,
was
one
not
mic,
my.
one
Let me
mic.
clarify. That was never my stance. Y'all know my stance. My stance is he should have had shit in play. If he was gonna mess with a 19-year-old, he should have had them NDAs and them contracts signed. If you dishing out 50K per cheek, baby, you should have had some sort of something legally in place that protects you because of your stature and who the fuck you are. Point blank. Period. It makes you a dumbass for not doing that. Yes, but you got to deal with the dumbass
If he has
consequences.
if he has the receipts that I've been paying you
He
100K.
doesn't.
So he doesn't have bank statements showing that he's
Okay,
sending
maybe
out
bank statements, but
$50,000,
even with the tape he
$100,000.
just referred to, he said there's going to be a tape with 30 seconds. They're going to clip 30 seconds. I don't have the tape, or I would have released it myself. And you didn't do your due diligence, baby. You're 56. You should be smarter than that, especially with, like I said, with you counseling younger black athletes on the same shit. You should have been smarter than that. I'm not telling you not to mess with her.
Shy, I got a question for you. Do you believe that he did that?
That he did what?
That he raped her?
No.
So why are we having a conversation about him doing NDAs when she's committing a crime?
Because he wouldn't be in this predicament to be accused of doing something like that in the first place if he covered his ass like he should have.
Why should he have
What do
to
you
cover
mean?
Why is the conversation
Why
about him?
does he hold on. Why is a grown
ass
ass man he doesn't have to cover his
That's
ass?
not what I asked. That's not what I asked. You're trying to answer the question before I ask it. Why are we having a conversation about him needing to cover his ass instead of a conversation about a white woman trying to extort and claim that a black man raped her? Why is
Hold on. You just got here. I did say there's no weapon stronger than a white woman's tears in America. So at the end of the day, she cried wolf. The public is going to eat that shit up, point blank, period. You're a black man. But my point is that doesn't mean that you could be, you still need to do your due diligence. I'm sorry. You're Shannon Sharp. Then you ain't no degular person off the street that don't have shit to lose. If you have something to lose, I feel like it don't matter if you're male or female. You should be doing your due diligence, taking care of whatever the fuck you need to take care of to make sure your money and your career ain't in jeopardy. Point blank, period.
Can I ask you why you gotta yell?
Who asked me that? Who just asked me that?
That was me. Why do you have to yell?
Why do you worry about me yelling?
Why
Maybe I'm
can't?
passionate about it. Why you
No,
gotta
you're
talk
just
so
yelling for
soft?
what? No,
Why do you have to talk so
because
soft?
Hey,
I'm talking about Noah voice.
she got to stay on
Like,
code, man. You
man,
got to
Is that
Damn,
what it
are
is?
you mad at me yelling or are you not making a point? What
jeez,
are we
What's
talking
Louise.
going
about right
on?
She's just
now?
I'm so
passionate
glad my
about
wife
her.
is
She's just
nah. I'm so
passionate
glad
about
my
what
wife is not
she's
here.
just passionate about what
Jesus.
conversation she's having.
So
You
if
mad as
we
hell I'm
It
yelling,
comes off
nigga.
as
Hold on, let's be clear. You haven't made a point. You haven't made a clear point in this whole argument this
See
whole
now
time.
it's
Let's
because
talk
you ain't
about
make
it.
a
So now I'm gonna
yeah.
clock your team for trying to come at me, baby.
Yeah.
You ain't make a point. You
Yeah.
said he's what, desperate because he wants some coochie? I'm sorry. You just said he needed to be married. He should
I
have been
said
married.
that.
Come on
Okay,
now.
cool.
Get out of
I
here.
no
Your
no.
opinion ain't opinioning.
So
Come on, move
you go
around.
with the
What's going on?
you go
How
with the
y'all doing
rhetoric
tonight? How y'all
that
doing
you.
tonight? How y'all doing
Hey,
tonight?
how
How
you
y'all doing
doing?
tonight?
How you
You
doing?
good?
What's going on, man?
hi hey.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm here.
What's
We're
going
trying to
on?
figure out what's happening.
I'm trying
So
to figure that
you
out
Yeah.
so you
too.
so no. So you're going with the rhetoric that you should be having
God
sex
damn.
at a before marriage
No,
or out of
I'm
wedlock.
going with the point of you just addressing
Can
me
you
for
let me?
yelling, but you
My
made a
gosh,
point.
man.
Your
Go
only
ahead.
point in this whole
Go off,
entire
Queen. Go off,
conversation,
Queen. Go
and
ahead.
I
Go ahead,
will
Queen.
thank you very much, King. Your entire point in this whole conversation has been
Well, that was
you literally
condescending as
said he
hell.
There you
needs to
go.
be
God
married. You said he's desperate because he went for somebody doing a OnlyFans, as if that's an issue, as if there's not millions of women out here doing OnlyFans and like they don't got morals. Everybody who do OnlyFans ain't extorting motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. Your second point was he's desperate for messing with a 19-year-old, and your third point was he's too old. He should have been married somewhere. Bro, what? You're projected right now. He don't got to be married if he don't want to. Your point's not making sense. So until you start making sense, don't check me about how my opinion is coming off. Thank you very much,
Jesus
Bookie.
Christ. Yeah, you don't piss her off, dog. I don't know what you gonna say to her.
I'm
Hey,
no.
yeah,
Hold
how
on.
y'all
No,
doing?
hold on.
Let
Hey,
me say this
hold
real
on.
fast, man.
Hey, can I
Hey,
respond?
King. No. Let me talk, man. Let me take some of the heat up off of your back, brother. You need this right now.